What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We got another garden tour.
Yeah, I think we can say garden. There's stuff growing in the garden. There's stuff still going in the greenhouse. And how much did we get planted this week?
Nothing.
I don't think anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the broccoli that bolted like right away. So we have to start over on that.
So we moved the broccoli outside just under a week ago, and it was too late. You could tell most of it is bolted. We've just left it here. We have not had time to plant it. There are still a few down here that are good. I did look at the store to see if I could just buy some quick broccoli plants, and they didn't have any. So we could check another store, but I'm just kind of bummed about that. But it is what it is. You know, we'll still get something off of them even if they bolted.
Alright, so the carrots are just taking off. We've noticed the last couple of days, well, it's been in the 80s, it's been crazy. But we need the shade cloth now, and we're gonna go back to when we did the first shade cloth, when we put it on and it stopped right about here and it went to here, just so it doesn't take the whole thing, but it's just enough shade. Because we found when we use both of them and shade the whole thing, it's too much and then the plants don't grow as well. So, and we're also gonna I'm looking at some different fans to get mounted in here and then run off of solar, so whenever the sun's out, they turn on and oscillate and move air around. We have not cut this spinach yet, and look at this. It has just exploded out of nowhere. This is going crazy. This is what I like about the greenhouse, is it just pops off and goes nuts. And we have to come out here and harvest a bunch of this, and we wanna do that poppy seed salad, and we'll probably make a video about that. I like that kind of salad. It's really good.
So as Matt was saying, everything in here is just blowing up. This arugula is doing so well, and we tried some plain, and ooh, it is sharp. So if anyone out there has any suggestions for how to use arugula, we would love some tips on it, since this is our first year growing it. That mustard never really grew, and I probably should have planted something else here. I still will. We still don't have kale in, radishes, turnips. Definitely want to get those things in. So lots of plants in here that you might not have seen before. We've got that lone little coneflower we planted last year. This one had to kind of stratify throughout the winter, and so that's the only one that made it. Leroy got me some gifts for Mother's Day. This one is a spider plant, so that'll eventually come in the house. And then I can't remember what this was. I think a geranium, so some type of flower, I believe. So I'll have to get that planted out. And then all our little mystery things over here, I don't think they're amounting to anything, but we've kept them. Our comfrey is humongous. I can't believe how big it is. We need to get this planted out. It was starting to shade the tomatoes. I actually had to rearrange it. So our zucchini, not all of them came up. I did pick up some more seeds, so I think I am gonna pop some in where they didn't come up. And our pumpkins, the germination rate wasn't great, but we've never done this, started them inside. So again, I might just throw some more in, because we know we'll still get pumpkins off of them even if they're started a little bit later. These are cantaloupe and muskmelon, are doing amazingly well, so we have like 50 plants. And same with our watermelon. Some of these watermelon seeds were from Rich and Holly over at the Old Swedes farm, and they are doing really well. And then we've got our cucumbers, the kids' little cucamelon. We still have one plant only, so I might start a few more of those for them. Our Parisian pickling cucumbers are doing really well, and then a few of the Armenian yard long popped up. I also planted some kukuzi squash, and none of those germinated, and we planted those last year and none of them germinated, so really interesting. I'm not sure what that's about. Move some of our good looking peppers up here, but they're starting to get a little leggy, so we need to probably, I'm not really sure what to do with these, get them probably some breeze. That's what I'm thinking.
So Mother's Day, I took the kids, we went and got a bunch of flowers. They were on sale at a store by us. Picked up a bunch of them for Sarah to plant around the house, and the kids enjoyed it and they loved it. So we got another hanging pot, the one that did so well for up on the deck. We got another one of those to go up there, and I think it'll look good. I think they did good picking the right flowers, so they'll be happy, and I'm sure they'll be happy and having fun planting them with Sarah.
So all these herb pots are doing so well, we could definitely be probably moving them outside. We did realize what we thought were green onions are most certainly chives, which is awesome. Basically the same thing. So we are still using these a lot. They're starting to flower, so I'm sure we'll get some bees sneaking in here if we don't get these outside. Pretty sure the honeybees like the chives. Lots going on our herbs. Lots of harvesting needs to be done on them already.
What I'm gonna do with the comfrey is we at first were thinking about putting it right up here because we really don't have nothing growing here, and I changed my mind. I'm gonna put it by the fruit trees down there because if I'm not using it for tea or anything, it'll compost back into the ground and give nutrients to the fruit trees. So I'll put some over here, and I'll probably put some over there by the peach or pear trees over there. So, and see if it'll help the trees.
So it took us a while to get all our onions in. We put some of the onions up here. A lot of these, you can tell, are quite a bit bigger. Those are bulbs we actually purchased. We had started our onions from seed, and we had all of these seedlings, and we did plant some here. Some got washed away. The ones that are from our seeds are doing all right here. We did notice that we must have planted a peony here last year. Totally didn't realize it, so we might have to rehome some of these. But this big onion bed here, all these seedlings we planted in here, right after we planted them, it just got windy, it got hot. We've been trying to keep them watered, but I don't know, we're way too worried about it. So today we went out and we purchased onion sets, more onions to plant. So we'll probably water these, and when we have some time, put in the sets wherever we're seeing that they're not coming up. I did grab some of our onions from last year that were smaller that we still had in the root cellar area to plant so that we can get some seeds to save for next year. And our leeks are planted down at the end. I also have some second year shallots. We did start rhubarb from seed last year, if you remember that, and these are two of our plants. Despite how many times they have been stepped on, they're doing really well. So you don't want to harvest rhubarb probably in the first 2 or 3 years, so we won't be harvesting from this plant for a while. But if you saw our other plant, it's time to harvest already. We definitely, month of May is like our heavy rhubarb harvesting time, and I think I still have a few bags in the freezer from last year. So time for some rhubarb desserts. Here's our other peony. It's coming up. It's doing really well. We had thought we had planted the other one over here, so we were kind of laughing when we saw it popping up where the onions are planted, but we'll have at least one. Matt also picked up one when he picked up some of those flowers, so that'll be fun to get that one planted too. So we tried to get it out in the garden over the weekend. It was just beautiful outside this weekend, just beautiful. But we were able to spend a lot of time with family and do some fun things, so there was that. But I did try to spread some of these wood chips. We had dumped that great big pile back in the fall, and so we spread them out a little bit, put them over more of the thin areas, so we're gonna be ready to do some more planting in here. But look at this garlic, you guys. This, I don't think anything brings me more joy than this garlic. If there is one thing like I feel like everybody should plant, it's garlic, because it's so simple. You plant it when you're not planting anything else, and you pretty much just leave it, and then like winter's over and up it pops, and I don't know, it just brings me so much joy. Our lettuce here is doing well. I do need to move kind of the wood chips around it. You can tell that the sun has been hitting it a lot. And strawberry plants are coming up. Our raspberries are doing well. Even our pear tree, we saw blossoms on it this weekend. See if we can find any still, but there were blossoms on it this weekend, which was really exciting. Matt and I are starting to wonder if maybe on this pear tree, if there's just no other pear trees. We planted one like right over there, but there's no other pear trees blossoming at the same time. So are we just doomed to not get pears off of it? I mean, it's just over 4 years that's been planted here, so this year or next, I would sure hope we would get some.
We also picked up a fencing.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna show you what we're gonna do with that. We're gonna try to do some vertical, some more vertical gardening. Because we don't have a lot of space, you know. It's just the way it is.
I feel like most people probably think our garden is gigantic. We've got like 100 tomato plants started.
It is big.
Yes, but it's good to learn new things and just be able to utilize your space the best you can.
Yep, and I think we can fit a lot more in by doing the vertical.
I think so too.
We're gonna try it. We don't know if it'll work, but we're gonna try it.
Yeah, hopefully you'll see that in an upcoming vlog.
Yep. Until then, glad you got to see me again.
And me. Bye.